Today in this video, I want to talk about why students liking you does not always work out. I've had some mentors in the past tell me that you can get a kid to work hard for you if they simply like you. I completely disagree with this. Actually, the whole students liking you works twofold. It's actually a double-edged sword. On one hand, if they like you, yes, it is true that you could probably get more work out of them because there is a level of respect that actually comes with kids having a fondness of you as a teacher. With that being said, though, there is also a way that this actually works against you. And what happens from my experience, and I can speak on it from this year, is that kids have actually done less work for me this year because I think they gotten too comfortable. All right. And they're liking me or they're respecting me or whatever the case may be. I don't like to conflate respect and like as, two similar things. But I want to say that with kids and their whole fondness of me, their engagement with me in a very positive way, it's made a lot of them too comfortable to where they think they can actually settle in and just get away with more stuff. All right. And as a teacher, you have to be able to find the balance to where you rein the students back in, to where you focus their attention of liking you to being serious in order to get, in order for them to get to understand the lessons, in order for them to get the most out of your students. I think a lot of the times us as adults, we like when students are appreciating us from that standpoint, and it kind of is an ego build. You may disagree with me on that statement, but that's from my experience, what I've actually seen firsthand, and from some other teachers as well. When you get those sort of accolades and such adoration of your students, it does boost your ego, and it's a little bit of investment to you. And for people who are dry as a desert of, emotional, I'm not going to say support, but emotional investment actually coming from the students and all dealing with all this cynicalness and misbehavior and negativity that may permeate a campus. Adults are starving for some positivity, even if it's coming from their students. So when you get this adoration, it can actually work for you or it could work against you. And sometimes in this adoration, you may find yourself having favorites, because the students who are working hard for you and they're give you that adoration, they sometimes end up slacking. All right. And in this year for me, it's been very difficult because our climate has been, we've had a lot of challenging students, and I've ended up being in modes where I've had to do some negotiating and kind of biting my tongue on a lot of things. And a lot of kids not really working because they've gotten way too comfortable with me. And through my own exhaustion of dealing with certain behaviors, it's weighed me down to try to do anything different, So I wanted to make a short video just talking about how students liking you could be a detriment. It could be a benefit and a detriment, but do not conflate respect and liking as two things that are the same. They may could work in concert, but just because somebody likes you does not necessarily mean that they're going to respect you. I would actually prefer a student to really hate my guts and still respect me and get the work done and be at the end, say like, they see me years later, man, I hated your guts, Mr. Johnson, but you really made me work hard. And man, like now I actually see things, from the perspective that you was trying to get me to see it at the time that I didn't want to work for you. I actually ran into a former student that I taught maybe 6 years ago and actually shared that exact same sentiment with me. And because I was super hard and I was no frills at the time, by the way, it takes a lot of energy for me to be no frills, for me to be very strict and that sort of thing. Because I was that way and I stuck to my guns, the students actually got more. So this was a year that I actually was opposite of that. It was taking too much energy, and I'm just tired of being super, hard. My natural state is to be kind of jovial, not even kind of is to be jovial, is to be pretty laid back and not really worry about too much. That's my natural state of being, to be sitting up here always in a anxious state, worried about what some, bad students are going to do, or I'll say challenging. We'll get politically correct. I'll say challenging. It's not good mentally for me. It's just not. It takes way more energy out of me. But this year I've been going home, not really worried about my own campus, and I still built some great relationships, which we'll talk about that in another video. And that's just been my experience. Anyway, check out the link below for my last minute lessons reading audio series. If you're a English teacher in need of something convenient without doing any lesson planning or activity building, I got y'all covered for the cheap in my link down below. And check out the other videos on my channel if you need any resources, you need to steal any activity ideas. My channel is going to cover that as well. Also check out Animaker if you want to make some really cool Meet the Teacher videos or other cool little animations for your classroom, especially if you're an elementary teacher. Check out the link for that as well in the pinned comment section below. Deshaun Johnson, God bless y'all. I'll see you in the next one.